Could Justin Fields be the next QB1 for the New York Jets? Well, we're going to talk about it on today's edition of the Jets Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in. And the new report we got is that the New York Jets are showing interest in Justin Fields via ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. So we'll break that down on today's show. But before we do so, I want to get you guys an updated look here at our AFC East sub battle, where right now we are ahead of the Bills breakdown, who is just over 1,400 subs, but we are still trying to catch Patriots today. It is a 19,000 subscriber gap difference right now. If you guys want us to help us close that gap, go down there, hit that subscribe button. I got a Jets video for you guys every single day of this offseason. You guys won't regret it, so go down there and subscribe today. All right, let's dive into what Jeremy Fowler had to say about the Jets signing Justin Fields. He said they could have some interest. They like the idea of a dual threat quarterback. I'm told Fields looked at the roster, see some intrigue there too. They have some good young pieces like Garrett Wilson and a good defense. And there's no doubt Garrett Wilson, teammates with Justin Fields in college, would be a big fan of this move. And I'm sure Fields would want to come play back with Garrett Wilson. But this would be the potential Jets quarterback room if you do sign Justin Fields this offseason. Obviously, Justin Fields, and you still got Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Travis. The one thing I would like about this room here is they all relatively play similar styles of game. Now, yes, they are, somewhat different on the margins, but I don't think it would be a situation where if you had like a statuesque quarterback, then your backup was like a completely mobile guy. You have to change the entire offense for that backup if the QB1 got injured or whatsoever. But in this situation, I think the Jets, you would pretty much keep the offense the same way, which I do think is a positive for signing Fields. But his latest contract projection that we're seeing out there right now is a 1-year, $12 million deal, fully guaranteed. Now, I think that is probably the right price point for Fields. I can't see a team giving him a multi-year deal. Now, maybe somebody does, like the New Orleans Saints, if they, Kellen Moore wants to try to replicate with what they had with Jalen Hurts. But I do think it's more likely that Justin Fields will sign a 1-year, $12 million deal over a, let's just say, 2-year, $25 million contract this offseason. And, I will say, because I don't think Justin Fields is, by any means, you're swinging big for this season. But there will be fans that are saying, oh, we need to go get one of these bigger name guys like a Stafford or, try to trade up in the draft. But I really don't think there is no quarterback the Jets can bring in that will have them competing for a Super Bowl this season. And I'm not saying you just completely throw away this year. You try to lose games because that's just not a reality of the NFL, especially the modern day game we play in right now. But I think Fields would have, a lot of upside, and that's actually my number one pro of signing Fields is just the high upside that he would have because, there's no doubt he is, tangibly one of the best athletes at the quarterback position. Like one specific game I remember is the Bears-Dolphins, I think back in the 2021 season where Fields was just running all over the lot. You really saw his athleticism on full display there. But, we talk about three quarterbacks that, had resurgence here on the channel over the past couple of days, like Sam Darnold, obviously drafted by the New York Jets, went to the Minnesota Vikings. He was incredibly successful. Geno Smith, another New York Jet quarterback, went to the Seattle Seahawks. He was successful there. And then Baker Mayfield with the Browns fizzled out in Cleveland, but then he found home in Tampa Bay. Now, maybe Fields could be the next option. I think he has a chance to do so. Now, I'm not the biggest Fields guy by any means, but for Fields and his development, it's just going to come down to him passing in the pocket. And, over the last 4 years, he's never been a consistent enough thrower from the pocket to, have his game result to a lot of NFL wins. Now, this past season, we did see an uptick in his completion percentage by almost 4% from the previous season in 2023. Had over 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns as well, and 1 interception. So I already have seen his game develop from the pocket. Still has that elite dual threat ability. So I think his upside is definitely there. And then number two, it would keep the young cats happy. Like the guys like Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Quinnen Williams. I think you could pitch to those guys that Justin Fields maybe is not, the franchise quarterback for the next 10 seasons, but they could probably make the argument saying, hey, look at these other guys that fizzled out. We're going to bring him in. He's got a ton of potential. And, one guy specifically, Quinnen Williams, he wasn't happy about Aaron Rodgers getting let go. He quote tweeted a tweet pretty much just aggregating the Jay Glazer report that the Jets will move on from Aaron Rodgers. And he said another rebuild year for me, I guess. I could see, the Jets sitting him down saying, hey, we think Fields could get us to the playoffs this season. And, whether they believe that or not, I think that could be an easy argument to the star young players on this team because they don't want to waste a year of their prime. I don't blame Quinnen for being upset. Like, he is playing at the peak of his powers right now. He thinks he should be playing in these games late in January and potentially in February, and maybe they could just convince them that, hey, Fields would give us a fighting chance to make the playoffs next season. And, the third thing from Fields, he's just a great locker room guy. Like, everything we have heard, even dating back to the Bears days, all of his teammates love him. And a big argument why Bears fans wanted to keep Justin Fields is, how much of a connection he had with guys like DJ Moore when they had the decision to either trade that first pick that was supposed to be Caleb Williams or go and move into or keep Justin Fields. A big reason why they were, so hesitant on that is that he was just a great locker room guy. And listen, everything we have heard about Justin Fields off the field is positive. There has not been one negative thing. He's actually got a pretty cool story with him. He actually is epileptic, so he does have seizures a lot, and it's pretty cool that he was able to overcome that. Just being an NFL player and having to deal with that is awesome. But everything we hear about Fields is a positive off the field. Now, obviously, on the field, can he win from the pocket? Those are the biggest question marks around him. But I would be in on it. But you guys let me know. Would you sign Justin Fields? Give me an S for sign or give me a P for pass down below in the comment section. Curious to see what you guys got to say. Very polarizing player. He's got a insane fan base that absolutely loves him, but he's also got the other side of the spectrum where people just don't think he's a good NFL quarterback. So you guys let me know. Would you sign Justin Fields? I think I would do it. Especially if it's just for that 1 year, $10, $12 million deal. Because I am a fan of Tyrod Taylor. I think he'd be a very serviceable bridge option just for one season with the New York Jets. And he could also roll the die with a guy like Jordan Travis. And let's just say Fields, he becomes the starter and it doesn't go well, they could always just turn it over to a guy like Jordan Travis about midway or halfway through the season. I think that's a real possibility. Or even they could go, hey, Fields and Tyrod, you guys are going to battle it out, there for the week 1 starting spot. And then whoever wins that, then maybe Jordan Travis could be next up. So if it is a disaster with Fields, you can just turn to Jordan Travis, see what you have there, because honestly, the Jets would have a decent support system around no matter what quarterback it is. I think you'll be able to have a good evaluation on these guys. But I do want to close today's show out just going through some other quarterback options for the Jets. Now, Kirk Cousins has been linked there a decent amount. ESPN's Rich Cimini did say he believes Kirk Cousins will be QB1 for the Jets next season. So, in that situation, it would probably be the Falcons buy him out. He signs with the New York Jets on a 1 year, $2 million deal. I don't love that. I also don't hate it because Kirk apparently is dealing with an injury last season, which was a big reason why during the last 5 games of the season he had 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions. But also, maybe Kirk can go back to who he was with the Minnesota Vikings. I think it's unlikely, but he's an option out there. But also Matthew Stafford. Listen, Stafford's he's a stud quarterback. There's no doubt about it. He is 37 years old, has dealt with injuries over the last couple of seasons, but this would probably have the Jets trade their second round pick for him. I don't know if it's too likely that goes down, considering, like I was saying at the top half of today's show, there's really no quarterback you would bring in that would make this team a Super Bowl contender. But let's just say you thought this roster is a Super Bowl winning roster, then Stafford could potentially be on the table. And that gets to another one here, Sam Darnold, best quarterback free agent target out there by far right now. He had a really good year with the Minnesota Vikings this past season, but still the thing with Darnold is one, would he want to return to the New York Jets? I think that's unlikely. And would the Jets want him? TBD. I don't really have a good answer on that. But would you want to give Darnold a 2, 3, $30, $40 million deal? I just don't think the Jets are in a position to do that. But what about Fields' teammate this past season? The guy that beat him out to be the starting quarterback the second half of the year, Russell Wilson. Now, I am very against the Jets signing Russ. You would have to give him 2 for 60, 2 for 65, whatever it is. That's what his asking price is going to be in free agency. And honestly, I just don't think Russ is that good anymore. I know the stats look good. The raw numbers look good. 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. But really, the eye test, it was pretty underwhelming this past season. I still think he is that same, cooked-ish product that he once was with the Denver Broncos. So if I would pick a QB1 for the Jets next season, I'm either going Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, or even you just roll out with Jordan Travis. But you guys let me know. Who would be the next QB for the New York Jets? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm going to predict that I'll go Justin Fields. I think that will be the guy under center for New York week 1 next season. If you guys also want to hit me up on Twitter, that's a handle over there, at Pat Sieps. Give me a follow over there, and I'll give you guys a follow right back. But see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.